And we are back with another episode of Barbie Does Dating. I am your host, Miss Barbie Berg. We have Miss Kristin Sokol here, dating coach to the stars.
Hello, everybody. I'm so glad to be here.
Snap, snaps.
Always.
Steve Solberg is not here. He is somewhere in the southern hemisphere.
Probably hanging out with penguins.
Probably hanging out with penguins and a glacier. You know. But we do have Jhill Serafina here.
Hey-o! So happy to be back.
Super fan. We love it. So we wanted to talk about, it's a new year, which means everybody has New Year's resolutions to meet someone and get married, which I love. Everybody get out there and do stuff.
Yes.
It has been interesting. As we all know, I am a TikTok junkie. I see a lot of people talking about dating, and the big thing is, and they've been talking about it for the last 2 months, everyone is exhausted with app dating. They're exhausted.
Yes, of course they are.
And I get it. I do get it, very, very much so. But I'm like, my advice is I think people need to put the fun back into it. Like, okay, so we had people over to our house on Sunday night because we wanted to do like a New Year's kind of party. Like, let's talk about what our goals are for the new year. Jill's our little hippy dippy friend. So she had like her gong thing that we put wishes in. And
a metal Tibetan bowl.
It was a metal Tibetan bowl, whatever. And you like put it in there and hit it with the mouth. Anyways, it was really, really fun. But one of the things I talk to everybody about is like, choose your word for the year that you want to focus on, kind of thing. But something that I've been seeing online, people talking about like, what do I want to do this next year? And so many people were talking about they want to bring whimsy back into their life. Like, there's not fun, there's not whimsy. And I was like, I kind of like that.
Yes.
So, but I think you can really honestly put that with online dating as well. Because if you're hitting burnout, step back, completely redo your approach. Like,
Correct.
Tell me your thoughts, Kristin. Like, what is your advice for, hey, it's a new year, let's get on the dating apps?
Okay, well, first of all, I love this idea of whimsy.
Yeah.
My teenage daughter has been saying that word, whimsy, for a long time now. And
Really?
I guess, maybe she's a trendsetter. I didn't know.
I love it.
It is a buzzword right now.
It is.
TikTok.
So, speaking of, before I get into the meat of what you're coming to me for,
Yeah.
I just want everybody to know that 2 raccoons fell into my next door neighbor's daughter's window well at like midnight.
Oh my gosh.
And then they were not pleased to be finding themselves contained. And they were growling and she said they actually bark. They were barking.
Really?
And they were scratching. Yes.
Did they put a ladder down there? What'd they do?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they took pictures,
Of
obviously,
course,
in videos, and so then Dad went out and threw a ladder in the window well, and they couldn't figure out how to use the ladder, and so he motivated them to use the ladder by getting a yardstick. This is in the spirit of whimsy. That's why I love it. Got a yardstick.
I'm here for
Opened
this.
the window an inch, and then rubbed the yardstick on the corrugated metal.
Oh.
So it made an awful racket.
Yeah.
It scared the heck out of these
So they're like
raccoons.
climbing as
So they're
fast as they
climbing.
could.
So one of them just got so motivated that he done jumped out of it. He didn't think he could before. But the adrenaline, yes, and it's all on video. I have a video I'll show you. It's so awesome. And then the other couldn't figure out how to do it. And so he tried the walls, and they kind of like lifted him up with the ruler, with the yardstick, but that didn't work. But then he did get motivated and figured out how to use the ladder, and boom, they were gone.
Yep.
And if that doesn't bring whimsy,
I love that.
So they posted it on our neighborhood group chat.
I love it.
We had no idea that raccoons were in our neighborhood. I've lived there 21 years. I've never seen a raccoon.
Yeah.
But evidently they are present. And
also just motivation.
Yeah.
We can do
really
things
fun.
we don't think we can.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Under the right circumstances.
Now let's talk
Environment
about
of motivation.
in terms of whimsy on your dating app. So
Yes.
I'll address that first.
Okay.
Which, what I really want to talk about is how January is the dating Super Bowl. Dating Sunday happened. It was the Sunday after New Year's.
Yep.
It's already passed. But it's not too late to get in on this.
No, not at all.
Because there are all kinds of new, fresh faces, people that normally aren't on dating apps. So if you've been here forever and you've been scrolling forever and there's never anybody you like, the chances that you're going to find somebody that you like in January, February, or March are much higher than any other time of the year. So get yourself together and find the commitment and the motivation And I love the idea of incorporating whimsy into this, because here's what's real. If you run the same profile you've always run, with the same photos and the same prompts, or even the same style of stuff, just, same stuff, different day kind of thing, you're probably going to get a similar result. But if you go whimsy with it, right? If you factor in whimsy, or whatever your word is, make whatever word you want, the apps reward fresh content.
True.
So if you do something else, if you switch up your photos, if you switch up, even if you are doing same stuff, different day type content, you will much more likely be favored by the algorithms and get shown to more people.
Yep.
So that's what I would say initially, and I actually have a lot more to say than that. But what are your thoughts so far?
No, I love that. You're exactly right. Like, I am someone who's known for putting the same pictures and the same wording and everything, because I'm like, it does describe me well. But you know what? Let's take a new approach.
You can always go back to it.
It doesn't mean I can never say these things.
Stuff back on if you want, but try something else.
Yeah, let's try something else. So I saw a girl online, and I think you and I were talking about it. The one of her prompts, it was like, she would put like, I want to learn how to fish. I want to learn how to play pool. Whatever it is, she'll put it like, I need somebody to teach me how to do this. So it gave a guy an in. Hey, I totally know how to do this. And she was going on a ton of dates.
A lot.
Because these guys were like, I know how to do that. Let's go on a date immediately.
Yes.
And guys love to teach you something.
They do want to teach you something. And that's great.
Yes.
And I think also people have gotten very serious about, especially dating apps, because you could tell that they were on the verge of burnout, because they were starting to get very negative about it and like come up with reasons not to go out with someone or whatever it was. And it's just like, oh my gosh, let's all just go have fun. Like, so that's what I told Jhill. Like, this year, I just want to have fun. That is what I'm focusing on. Like, I just want to go.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
These reasons that we have that make us feel burnout are so valid.
Yeah.
And they're so real. And simultaneously, other people are finding wonderful matches and getting married and moving on with the rest of their life, and they met on a dating app.
Yeah.
Right? So two things can be true at once. Focus on whatever you want to have happen. If you want to be negative about it and think that it doesn't work, then it doesn't, and it won't. But if you want to focus on the fact that, other people, and they're not perfect people, these other people that I'm describing, they're not perfect 10s. They don't have everything. They don't have anything over you. It's all over the map. The truth is there's a lid for every pot. And really it's about, there's so much of it has to do with your approach. And so if we can shift your own perspective and your own approach, you may have different results.
Absolutely. Like, for years, I've been like, oh, I'll start dating again, or I'll put more effort into dating when I've lost weight. I need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. And it was last fall that I was like, I am done with this. This is what I look like. This is who I am. And I dated a lot, and it was fun.
Yes.
Like, I was like, okay, I'm having a good time, because in my head,
You
I'm
were
like,
on
no
a
one's
roll.
Yeah, it was like, nobody's going to be attracted to me. And then it was like, oh, a lot of people are attracted to me.
Even 22-year-olds.
Even 22-year-olds, which is still so weird.
You don't have to reach any magic bar in order to, air quotes, be attractive.
And I think you also don't need to reach a bar to feel comfortable and confident in yourself. Like, work on liking yourself for exactly who you are, because you want someone to love and like you exactly as you are. Yeah. So, like, we had a friend that, in our last episode, we were talking about this 4-week fix, and I was like, I want you to do this 4-week fix, and I want you to start dating. And her first thought, no, I've got to lose some weight. And I'm like, stop. I get it. But you can't complain that you're single and then not be open to putting yourself out, even in the smallest little ways.
Well, and the truth is, if you don't lose weight, there are going to be some guys that aren't attracted to you. But that doesn't negate that there are a whole bunch of men that will be attracted to you right now if you smiled at them.
Absolutely.
And if you were in a place where they might be, including a dating app, that's a great place to be.
Yep.
Right? So it really has to do with you attracting the type of person that really wants somebody like you.
Yeah.
And if we can only be with a person who likes the perfect version of you, you probably don't want to be with him anyway.
It's true.
Because he's probably not a very nice guy.
He's probably not a nice guy. It just kills me. Okay,
Yes.
so tell me other thoughts, because then I have another scenario that I want to bring up.
Well, I want to ask what you think about, I just talked about how these two things can be true, right? It can be so valid that men on dating apps or women on dating apps don't give you the time of day or don't, or ghost, or it's, disappointment across the board, everything. It's crushing my self-esteem. It's so real. It's so true. I myself have experienced it. And I've certainly walked through that with many, many clients.
Yeah.
And I've been there for and with clients, including myself, who have made it work, who have found somebody, who have found a one person who is very special, who becomes very special to them. So two things are true. Jhill, Barbie, how does that strike you? What does that do for you?
Jhill, do you have any thoughts?
Yes. I don't know. I've thought of thoughts. Forming them. I feel, I don't know, because on the last episode I had mentioned I feel like I don't necessarily match a certain way or whatever, and I was just kind of coming from the angle of I get compliments all the time from females, gays, and lesbians, but it's the straight men, it's I don't know, and so I'm very confident in myself, I think I'm pretty, but I think I also maybe have geared my looks and fashion and my quirkiness, whatever, towards the female gaze. I don't know. I just feel there has been a disconnect, but I do feel confident in myself. And I've also joked that I'm just a very fine, tin of caviar. I'm just a very unique taste. Yeah. And I'm just not sure who my target audience, who is my demographic that wants this very specific flavor of this fine exotic caviar. It's I know I'm cool. I know I'm worth it. Yeah. But it's just I don't know.
So we market to him.
Yeah.
Right? So we shift what we're doing and we market to what we want. Right? And I promise you there is a guy that loves that brand of caviar out there. There's a whole market demographic that does.
I do agree. And I'm just wondering, how do I market?
Well, you're doing.
How do I get that demographic to watch my commercial? I don't know. I feel that's where my disconnect is. I feel confident in who I am and what I have to offer and what I can bring to the table in a relationship.
Well, a lot of this, and this isn't about let's coach Jhill, but I'm going to do this for just a sec, so forgive me.
Let's do it.
But it has to do with, where does Jhill show up? All by herself, when she doesn't have her posse of people with her, that she can make eye contact with people, that she can smile at people. Where are some places that she maybe hasn't gone before? Because in the places she's already going, she already knows those people, and they know her, and they're already not making out with each other. So where are some new places that we can go? How do you behave when you're there? What kind of touch do you deliver when you're, in casual conversations?
Yeah.
And what are the small behavioral and actionable shifts that you can make good on, I know I'm confident, and so I'm going to show, and I'm going to reach out and put myself in places where I could find. But, also, if you put yourself out and you reach out, you might be rejected. And if you're doing this right, I almost guarantee that you'll be rejected.
Yeah.
But that is part of the process. And business owners that have been successful at hitting the nail on the head every time.
Right.
You have to fail first, and have to gain some experience and some knowledge and some observational insights that's going to inform what you do next, right? The next iteration of what you do. So that's, I guess, what I would say to you is, this, put it into action by doing some other things. Right? We're here in the Edison house. Again.
Love the Edison house.
Love the Edison
Happy
house.
to be here anytime.
Come hang out here.
Yeah.
There's people here you don't know and have never met.
I love that. Because I work in a very female-forward industry.
Yeah.
And I have started just be hey, do you have any brothers? Do you have any brothers-in-laws?
Good for you.
I just started networking. I'm if I'm exposed to the females, then let me just use them as my resource.
And you can and you should. And even better than say, do you have anybody you could fix me up with? Right? Instead, you want to, do that. Actually, I have no problem with that. But another way that you might do it, you've seen the movie Inception?
Yeah.
Where you plant these ideas. Right? So you might say something like, oh my gosh, I was on the dating app the other night and I met this type of guy and he was so interesting and I don't know if it's going to work out, but anyway, I'm just kind of out there and hoping 2026 is going to be my year. So I'm not actually asking them anything specific, But I'm definitely planting the seed that I'm cool to talk about dating and my love life, and you can ask me anything you want, right? Because a lot of women are like, don't you dare talk to me.
Yeah.
Right? And men too.
Men too.
I don't want to, it's not safe. I don't want you to ask me about this.
Yep.
But if you make it safe, then you stand to have a lot to gain from that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of useful insights, I hope.
I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love that.
What are your thoughts? Two things true at the same time. Because I don't want to undisvalidate.
I don't know. Come back to me later.
Invalidate. I don't
Can
want
I
to
make another comment? When we were saying, because through the comment of like, oh, when I lose more weight, then I'll start getting on the dating apps. Same vein, same energy of being in photographs.
Yes.
Please just be in photographs.
Just be in the pictures.
And then later, if you look at them and decide you don't like them, that's fine. You won't post them. But just having a variety of options of photographs is so helpful. And I have so many friends who like want to go do something. They're like, oh, I don't have a photograph of me in like this whole year. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, just be in the photographs. Like, it's fine. Get photographed. Get professional ones.
Yes.
You can do what you want with them, but like just have them. So that way they are an option when you need a good picture.
Absolutely.
If you don't think you look good in photograph, this is a solvable problem. We can solve this.
Yeah.
Right? You can put on like a highly likelihood, I'm going to be in a photo tonight. I'm going to put a little more effort into how I look. And I'm also going to just do a little bit of research on how people with my body type stand.
Yes.
Yeah.
To look flattering in a photo.
Yes.
And how do we need to make sure that we're holding the camera?
Yes.
Right? So anyway, these are solvable problems.
And even a professional like knows those things. So if you need to go to the level of let's get some good pictures going, you can hire professionals. They know that. They studied that.
Even if you're going to a concert and you want to maybe post something like this, figure out how to stand in a photo.
That's my plug. Just please be in more photos.
Okay, but let's talk about profiles. Should we?
Yes.
Should we talk about swiping season? So January through March.
Yep.
New fresh faces, more traffic with more people that aren't usually there. So this is the time to invest, and this also can set a precedent for what's going to happen for the whole year. Right, your investment here, it doesn't have to make or break.
Sure,
but it could. So let's talk about revamping your profile, right? Because we talked about how the apps reward fresh content and new things. We've talked about adding whimsy, whatever your word is. How are you going to reflect that in your dating profile, right? So here's some things that maybe are obvious, but maybe you haven't thought of them. So hopefully they'll be useful. Your dating photos are different from your LinkedIn photos. Do we know this? And they're also different from your casual friends photos. Because it's sometimes that when we're in a group of friends that we're too relaxed, right? Or there's too many people, and it's confusing to the viewer of them. They don't actually know you yet.
Yeah.
Right? So it's hard to pick you out. But what we want to post is photos that make you give the impression of you as a girlfriend or a boyfriend.
Interesting.
So what could you do? So Barbie, your profile is such a good example. You have this photo on your profile, I know it because I've seen it, where you're at the ballpark.
Oh my gosh.
You're fully made up. You look great. You've got this baseball t-shirt on. And
that is my number 2 liked photo.
It's a great angle because you look like you would be a lot of fun to hang out with at the ballpark.
Yep.
You're not trying to convince yourself or to sell yourself as a wife or a mother. Even though ultimately maybe you want to head over into wife territory.
Sure.
But a dating app is your place to apply for the job of girlfriend because that definitely comes before wife. Right? So girlfriend, boyfriend impressions. That's what we're trying to give. Your photos should be, guess what? Recent.
Yeah.
I had a client ask me like, what's the age? Like how, and I'm like, nothing more than 5 years old.
Ooh.
And if they're older, like even in 5 years, ask people and make sure, do I still look like this?
Do I still look like this?
Because I have one picture, it's my number 1 liked photo, and it's a full body picture, but it's technically from 5 years ago. But I ask people all the time, do I look like this? And they're like, you would have thought that picture was taken yesterday. I'm like, okay, then I'll still use it.
Valid.
Yep. You want your photos to show you what your face looks like, what your body looks like, and what your lifestyle is, right? What your vibe is.
Yep.
What if your body's not perfect?
Nobody's body is perfect.
Nobody's body is perfect. And the goal is to meet these people.
Yep.
So let's just show them what is the most flattering addition of what you bring to the table.
Absolutely.
That's what we want to show.
Now, does that mean photoshopping or only showing from the chest down or only showing from the chest up or anything like that? No. Still realistic.
Yeah.
Realistic and flattering.
Yes.
You can pick your best angle. Like, yeah, you can still be smart about it.
I never said anything about Ranch Boy.
So I see a lot of profiles. I get screenshots from my clients. And a lot of times we're trying to reach out. Like, we've matched with this person. We're trying to reach out, and the answers that they've given to these question prompts are so vague.
Yes.
That it's hard, even for me, a professional, to
come up.
Conjure together something specific that might be fun for that person to answer or, make them feel flattering. So help a brother out, help a sister out, answer those question prompts with some specificity.
Yeah.
Right? So if it says the fastest way to my heart is, and you say popcorn.
Yeah.
There's just not a lot there.
I like movie theater popcorn with blah, 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 and M&Ms in it.
I never miss my chance to buy a package of kettle corn. Right, and to enjoy it at an outdoor concert.
Yep.
Right now, and I recently saw like Garth Brooks or whatever.
Yep.
Right, if you're telling me some kind of story, I'm highly more likely to relate to that, and then we can start a conversation from something. If you just share, and I had a gal, I had a male client this week who showed me a profile. And the question prompt was, my favorite movie is, which not a terrible prompt to pick, but you got to tell a story. And she wrote Sound of Music. So ask me how my male client feels about the movie Sound of Music.
Yeah, has
He's
zero
got
interest.
Nothing to say about it.
Nothing.
It's not the right movie to pick. Right? So if I'm trying to engage a man, you better say that your favorite movie is like something a male would relate to.
Absolutely.
Right? Like Die Hard.
Yeah.
I was just going to say Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes.
That is the prompt.
There we go. Yes, there we go. Something like that. So we want to make our profiles have specificity, and that will also help our tribe, the market segment that we are hoping applies for this job, recognize that we are here.
Yeah.
And like we're talking about with Jhill and her brand of caviar. So she should talk about some of these things that the type of man she really wants to meet might care about, right? That also accurately represents her, right? So we can't talk about Die Hard if we have never seen it.
Exactly.
Unless we say, my favorite movie is, this girly thing, but I've actually never seen Die Hard. Am I missing out on something?
Yeah.
Like, that's a great way to...
Good conversation starter.
That's a great way to position it.
I like that.
So it can be aspirational. These things that you talk about, if you don't feel your life is that interesting, you don't have that much, go with aspirational language. Right? There's nothing wrong with saying, I haven't actually traveled that much, but I'm really hoping to get to, where do people go? Botswana.
Yeah.
Before
Patagonia.
Yeah. Yes. Something that you think your guy might have been to, or or your gal might have been to that she or he would want to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah. Any thoughts about that? I feel like I'm dominating.
No, I'm just thinking, I think I still have pink-haired pictures on my... I need to go update.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I need a fresh picture.
So let's say you're all updated.
Great.
Okay? And you've taken time and you have put together a thing that you're really proud of and that you're hoping does the job. This is where a lot of my clients think they should stop. And then I give them a couple of weeks, and then they come back, and I say, what's going on? And they're like, well, I got some likes, but they're not from anybody I like. There's nobody I'm interested in. They're all foreign or, whatever it is that they're not interested in. And then I say, okay, well, how many profiles did you, search for and then say yes to? So you have the potential to match because you've swiped yes. And they're like, oh, I don't actually, do that much. I don't do much of that. I just like to wait for them to come to me.
Yeah.
But then you're not opting in, right? You're leaving all the control to other people to just come and find you.
Yeah.
when you're not actually doing any of that part that could make a really big difference. So my advice is, especially January through March, get out there and see who's there, and at least teach the algorithm what you like.
That was my next thought, is I'm like, you are making the algorithm work against you.
Yes.
You have got to even just go out there and look at everything. And who cares? Like, there's the one girl that's doing the experiment where she swipes yes on everyone, because most guys swipe yes on everyone and see who they match with. And so she's just swiping yes on everybody and seeing what it is. I'm like, why not? They don't know where you live. You're not officially going on a date. You're swiping yes on somebody. Everybody calm down.
There are a lot of people who are so rejection phobia that they can't make the first move, or wouldn't make the first move. And my response to that is, I don't know what you're doing here. Right? Like, this is like going to a party and then staying in your car with the doors locked. If you won't like anybody that is on a dating, if you won't say yes or heart something.
That is the best analogy ever. That's so good. I'm sorry, I'm putting my feet up.
I'm like, I have absolutely done that before too. Like, I think my social anxiety just like kicks in.
Yeah,
like, okay.
Right. And if that's real. Where we're at, let's go see an expert who can help us deal with our anxiety.
Yes.
Right? Because sometimes medical things do hold us back, and that's something that actually comes up quite regularly with my clients.
But I like that they're just being proactive instead of, like, play offense, not defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I would say is, you don't have to go in there and start asking people on dates that might reject you. But really, when you swipe yes to somebody, or you heart something that they have put out, or you reply to something, and you're like, yes, making the first sort of move, that's not actually you doing anything aggressive. Or even pursuing. It's like being at a party and making eye contact and smiling at somebody. Or it's like moving through a doorway and like saying, oh, excuse me, and just somehow letting them know you're in the room. Because otherwise they may never find you. And they're certainly not going to find you if you're in the parking lot with the doors locked of your car. So if you're going to go to all the trouble of making the profile, tell the algorithms who it is that you like.
I love that.
And it has a far better chance of getting them to actually see your profile and teaching the algorithm of who it is that you like. Yeah. Okay. Can we talk about progression?
Yeah.
So we are here on a dating app because our heart's desire is to pen pal with somebody for weeks and months.
Forever. I hope we never meet.
That's the end game. Right? No, it's not. So we're here to make something happen in real life. That's the goal. There are all kinds of people on these dating apps. Everything from Prince Charming, from Princess Beauty, to somebody who is in Thailand that has been human trafficked to run romance scams.
Yes.
Right? And everything exists in that full spectrum of who's on a dating app. And the only way that we can be sure that we're using our time wisely is to have a strategy on how we expect to progress these things. So, do you guys? I've talked about Damona Hoffman before. You guys know Damona. So she has this 7-day rule that I think is brilliant. Okay. So that means after we match and the conversation begins, we have, count them, 7 days before we should be having an in real time interaction, whether that's a first date or a video chat. Phone call doesn't count.
Sure.
We have to be able to see each other in real time and have back and forth dialogue within 1 week.
Okay.
Right? So that means if we message somebody, they message us back, we ping back and forth, and we're chatting for over an hour, and they're fun maybe to chat with, and it's like the conversation is good to great. That's what you need to know, right? Then we're going to have it's probably time for a progression where we're going to say, gosh, you're really fun to talk to. Like, I don't know, what are you doing later? Should we talk on the phone? Right? And then we're going to progress out of the app to a phone, right? Or a Google Voice number if you don't want to give your phone number away. Sure. I'm all about safety practices. And if that goes well, if we have conversational chemistry in real time, Then we're going to get on a video chat and make sure that they are who their photos make them appear to be.
Yes.
So we're going to do a validation there. And then if that goes well, we're going to meet in person for 1 hour.
Yep.
For 1 hour. Especially if it goes well.
Yes.
Because we want to leave them wanting more. Right? If you overserve, they may never come back for more. Mm-hmm. Right? I talked about my queso analogy. Right? Nobody wants a 5-gallon bucket of hot queso. It loses all of its desirability.
I love that.
That's amazing.
But if you give me 4 ounces, I'm going to be like, dang, I wish I had 6.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So, progression. That's nice. That's all fine and good. But what if the person, you're chatting back and forth, and then they say, you're cool, let's go out. Do you want to meet up at the donut shop? Mm-hmm. You're going to say no to that?
Okay, so this is what I wanted to bring up.
Good.
There is a huge debate online right now between, it seems like there's 2 parties. There's people, I'm in this first party, that if I'm meeting you online, I want our first date to be coffee or ice cream, something extremely simple, because we're just seeing if there's a vibe there in person. Mm-hmm. Because I went on a date kind of recently that we vibed over text. We were vibing over everything. And we did talk on the phone and I was like, ugh, I might not be vibing as much, but let's give it a chance. And then we went on the date in person. I'm like, I am not vibing with you even a little bit. Mm. And so I was like, and we did end up going to dinner. And I remember thinking like, I don't like that we're at dinner. Like I wish it was something more chill, but it was still fairly chill. But so there's a huge debate right now. Hold please, let me pull it up. Of should your first date be something super, super simple, coffee, a walk around the park, blah, 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 or should it be a planned dinner, something more formal? Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's this one, it says, is a meal an acceptable first date? So this is I don't know which is the girl and which is the guy. They send a text, you around this week, let's grab a drink and hang out, okay? The other person, we can grab a bite to eat, I don't really drink. Free today or Friday, can you FaceTime? Back to the other person. Let's grab coffee and go for a walk then. I don't do meals on first dates. So like, he wants to get a drink. She doesn't drink. Let's get dinner. I don't do dinner on dates. And then it goes back to this other person. I don't do coffee on first dates. It was nice to meet you. Good luck on your search. Like, it was like they were coming up with reasons not to go out with each other. And so this is a comment that I thought was so good. It says, everyone gets what they can. Maturing is realizing that dating truly is an open market. If you want coffee dates, you have to meet people who also want coffee dates. But the reality is women who have a lot of options will choose their best option, and you can't expect them to make an exception just because you happen to want to date them. I didn't love that last part. Ignore that last part. But dating is an open market. Like, you need to look for the people that are going to want the same thing. I almost wish it was like a prompt on the dating apps now of, for a first date, would you rather do a planned dinner or coffee meetup? Mm-hmm. Because I want to meet the coffee meetup people. Mm-hmm. I don't want to go on a planned dinner date. Like, I don't like it. Anyways.
So this is really good. And I would say that I don't think there's any right or wrong about whether planned dinner dates are appropriate, because of course they are. Maybe not for everyone.
Yeah.
Right? It depends on the vibe that you're creating in the chat and what are you chatting about. You know, I'm always steering my clients to disclose some things that they like to do that they might be able to do on a first date. Mm-hmm. Right? So whether that's like, you know, something active like, you know, I just love to go for a walk after work at Sugar House Park and watch the sunset.
Yeah.
Or I really love to go rock climbing, or I have been to Banbury Cross 3 times this week. And I cannot get enough of that like apple fritter. Mm-hmm. I would die if I would really eat it. I'm not gluten free and I can't have them. But anyway, you kind of want to give some indication there, and let your conversation guide you into maybe what could come next.
Yep.
And if they suggest something that you don't do meals for first dates, right? Or you don't go out on dates with people that you haven't had a video chat with.
Yeah.
don't tell them what you don't do. Like,
oh my gosh,
about killing the momentum.
Well, like reading those messages. I don't do meals on first dates. Well, I don't do coffee.
It's like when people in their profile, it's like, don't swipe if you do this or that. I'm just like, so negative, so strong.
Yeah. So instead, like, you've invited me to do something that I might want to do, but not yet.
Yes.
Right? So the way that you handle that is to say something like, oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. What do you think about hopping on a FaceTime and let's discuss it? Right? It's like a yes and.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe I'm not ready for that yet, but I don't want to kill the momentum by saying, I have a policy.
Yes, exactly.
No, that's great advice. I like the yes and.
So let's yes and our way through that. Like, ooh, that sounds really fun. What do you think about like a coffee first, and then we'll decide what comes next after that.
Yep.
Because there are a lot of Mexican places I haven't tried that I want to.
Yeah. Well, and like back to that message, it's like it probably would have been handled differently if they were doing a FaceTime as opposed to a text message, because you can read a text so differently. Like, if they had been FaceTiming, it probably could have been like, well, hey, what about a coffee? Oh, this is sweet. Let's try some. Instead of being like, I don't do coffee. I don't drink.
And the other issue about progressing that I wanted to hit on here is that a lot of clients say, "Oh, I'm just not like a FaceTimer, or I don't do phone calls." And that's too bad, because that means you're going to continue to go out with strangers.
Yeah.
Right, with people who you have no idea who they actually are. Because as you just mentioned, you could chill and vibe all day long via text, but in person it does not translate.
Yep.
So you could figure all that out in 5 minutes on a phone call. And there's strategies to how to get through a phone call with somebody you don't know and have it not be awkward. You can learn. That's a learnable skill.
Yes.
So don't like live behind this rock that you can't do something and that other people are doing every day. So unless you're okay with going on 30 first dates and having 29.9 of them be 0% interesting to you.
Yep.
So, if you do this strategic way, yes, you will be going on fewer dates, but the dates that you go on are far more likely to be of interest to you.
As someone who has gone on a gazillion first dates and sometimes 3 and 4 and 5 dates a week, like you get burned out. So then even if you do meet somebody that you kind of vibe with, you're exhausted at that point.
Right.
It's exhausting.
You're not showing up with any expectation that this could work.
Nope.
And it shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, good thoughts. Anything else that we should add to this discussion?
Really, I hope that people go into this new year with just a better attitude, excitement, looking to have fun, and seeing where it goes. Not, I am looking for something very serious immediately, and it's like, let's just have fun and see where it goes. Yeah, why can't we go on a few dates and see if we even vibe together?
Yes, it's so good.
Be curious.
Yeah. And just to reiterate, every year can have been terrible for you on dating apps.
Yeah.
And this year it could not be.
It only takes one.
It only takes one.
It only takes one.
It's like shopping at Ross. You have to sift through a bunch of things to find that one good treasure.
Yeah. Sometimes there's a payload.
Yep.
You have to buy everything that day.
Absolutely.
Because you might not find anything there for the rest of the year.
Apps are.
Yep.
That is so true.
Absolutely.
Ross dress for less.
Yeah.
Okay, can I plug one thing?
Yeah.
So I have invested in a matchmaking software, and so I am now collecting profiles.
Good.
That's
a database.
Good.
And all my clients are putting their profiles in so that I can curate events and invite people of a particular market segment who I think should meet each other.
That's amazing.
And I also can matchmake much easier. And my matchmaker colleagues can search for people in this area, that fit this certain demographic.
That's cool.
But
Love
only
that.
if you have a profile on there. It doesn't cost anything except for probably like 20 minutes to put the profile together. So take it seriously. Think about your answers, upload some good photos, and
where do they go?
Who knows? Just my website, and then
KristinSokol.com.
KristinSokol.com. Yep, Kristin with an I-N. And it's on the lower part of the main page. It says request access to my private matchmaking database. It's there.
Okay.
There. It's there.
Awesome. I'll do it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'll do it too. That's fantastic.
I love it. So let's put that out there. And if this is your year and you feel like you need some accountability, call me up. Send me a message through my website. It's just me.
Yeah.
So no admin or bot or AI is going to answer you. It's just me.
Yeah.
And I've had some pretty darn good results.
You
in
sure
these last
have.
couple of years.
That's why I have her on the show all the time, is because I am a big believer in Kristin, and I'm a big believer in what you do and your approach.
Yep. Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right. Love this.
Love.
You guys, I hope this year is exciting for everyone, and just go into it with a really open mind. You never know who you're going to connect with on the apps, so it's okay to give people a try. Instead of looking at each profile and thinking 3 things why you would want to reject them, think 3 things why they could possibly be potentially good. Like, let's change our mindset. Stop rejecting everybody so immediately. And that goes for men and women. So
true.
Happy 2026, everybody. Let's make this the year of love. Woo-hoo. And let's do it again sometime.